Yep, that's right, we did it. We bought an Amish house. When we first told everybody we were leaving, they were extremely shocked. Shocked that we were leaving family, shocked that we were moving all the way across the country. And then we found the house we have now, and we told them we were going to be moving into an Amish house. And they wondered why. Why would we move across the whole country to buy a house that doesn't have plumbing, electricity, running water? Most people probably thought we were crazy. Well, the first reason was it was a much cheaper purchase price. Everything else in the area that we were looking for, we were probably gonna have to get a mortgage to buy. And when we found this place, it was priced much cheaper than everything else, and understandably, because it didn't have plumbing, it didn't have electricity, and really it was pretty outdated, so we had to put all that stuff in. A cheaper purchase price meant that we had more money to do things that we wanted to do, like, you know, buy livestock and buy a tractor and make, you know, build a deck, things that were kind of extra that we didn't necessarily need, but we did want to do once we moved here. And it also meant that we weren't going to have a mortgage, and that's right, we are mortgage-free in our mid-20s. The second reason we bought this place was the opportunity to add value. Me being a plumber and knowing how to work with my hands, it presented us with a great opportunity to really make some equity in the house. As you know, Amish houses don't have plumbing, they don't have electricity, they don't have running water, and pretty much all of them are heated with a wood stove. And Ashlyn would get a full-time job, and I would stay here on the property and work on that full-time. And we're still working on it at the time of this video. I didn't have knowledge of framing when we moved out here and when we bought this property, but you know, like I said, I knew how to do pretty much everything else. I was a plumber for 9 years. I could paint, I could do flooring, I could do sheetrock, and anything else I didn't know, like electrical, I could pretty much figure out on my own. Man, these guys are getting big. I'm gonna be butchering probably about 8 of these in the next week or two. The third reason we decided to buy an Amish house was less competition. We didn't have much competition because it's hard to get a mortgage on an Amish house when there's no plumbing or electricity. Banks aren't really likely to give you a mortgage on that, at least not a standard one. And this presented us with a great opportunity because we didn't really have anybody competing with us, and we were also cash buyers, so to the seller, they didn't have to jump through a bunch of hoops with the banks. We also didn't require crazy inspections. It was just nice and simple, and here's what we offer, and do you want to take it? And they definitely did. I'm training Rosie, our milk cow, to lead and follow me around and go into the milk stanchion. We gotta make sure the dogs stay because she gets a little nervous when they run around her. Stay. Come here. Man, she's excited. That's an excited cow right there. It's starting to get pretty cold here in Northern Kentucky. It's about time to get the barn ready, get them in there for the winter. Oh, good girl. When we first started looking for properties, we weren't even looking for Amish properties. It didn't even cross our minds until we saw the one we now own. All we knew is that we wanted something that we could put some work into and gain some sweat equity. Something that had at least 20 acres, something with good bones, because, you know, I didn't know much about framing, and I still don't, but I do know a lot about plumbing, and I know about pretty much everything else to do with the house, and anything I don't know, I can figure it out with a little bit of effort. Before this property, we were actually under contract on another property, and man, looking back on it now, I am so thankful that that one fell through, because this property is exactly what we wanted. When we first showed up, we lived in an RV, I think probably about 2.5 months, maybe 3 months, and it was at the heat of summer, and so we were basically running a generator with our RV the entire time. Actually, that RV right there, it was, that was a pretty hard time for Ashlyn and I. We didn't have very much room. We were working really, really hard on the house to try and get it done so we could end up in you know, get out of the camper, end up in the house. Those times definitely make you appreciate the small things, like standard heat in the house, a large sized bathroom with a decent sized shower, a big enough water heater that you can take more than a 5-minute shower. You know, life throws a lot of curveballs, and what we thought our journey would look like was pushed off course by a few hiccups. But boy, are we thankful to have found this property with amazing history, within an amazing community that has just invited us with open arms, and goodies, lots and lots of goodies. If you haven't had an Amish homemade pie, man, you are missing out. Well, that's our story of how we bought an Amish house in Northern Kentucky. I hope you guys are enjoying the channel and enjoying making videos for everybody and getting to show off the animals and all the projects we're up to. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm gonna give the pigs this big old pumpkin. Oh! They're like, man, what the heck do I do with this thing? Can't put this thing in my mouth. Try that one. Try this one, Bert. Those are some happy pigs.